to get plate gold, but Bro fighting back.
Indeed. 2,000 gold is, you know, it's a large lead at this stage of the game. But if they hold on to just that deficit, you know, for another 10 minutes, you're going to be feeling a whole lot better about it. As Gideon's also able to take his Raptors. Oh, it's perfect. It's beautiful. As Casting, able to dodge another Q. Swifty's doing work here as he now overheats and just cuts down Doran's health bar. Man, he's got some magic resist, but not enough. As Solar Flare is going to not connect onto Faker. Neither does the Zenith Blade, and he flashes away.
Okay, good job, Faker.
Good job, Faker.
That was actually quite a dire situation, but he handled it well. He does not have Flash anymore, but I think that's fine with him because he's got his res, he's got his egg, and there is just no way for them to follow up on this right now. So good escape there. As Pays is, I mean, he got plates on the top side, got plates and a turret on the bottom side. Now he's got his sights set on this mid turret. He's just doing all the Caitlyn things.
I like how you said sights, and that was like actually he bought a sight. That's his first item.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
He's also got that on his gun too, because it's Caitlyn.
Really, really cool. All right, Romer is going to be denied his little run towards Faker, but he will still stun him and drop down the bear. In goes Gideon, and they look to try and fry this one. It's looking sunny side up. At this point, as he will come back and then immediately gets punched, and down goes the bird.
Well,
Namgung is in a position right now, ladies and gentlemen. I would call this a spot that he is in. He's not going to get snared, but also doesn't get bound. Now he's on a merry jaunt through the enemy jungle. Gives them the good old death thumbs up. Let's see what the bros can get on the rest of the map, because Namgung is very dead. Does sidestep the knock up there. That's pretty cute. There's a blast going down here as well as Teddy's Pays. Equalizer goes down, and Pays has to flash to get out of the way of that one. Finally, Namgung will be taken out. As Pays was walking on over, he's like, Carrier, stop trying to help kill this Leona. I need help.
T1's lead is still very significant. Pays' lead is the lead.
Yeah, it's the whole gold lead.
It's severely diminished now with some of these plays that were made. When Faker initially had to flash, I was like, okay, that was good by Faker because he's safe now. But then this happened, where he pushed up to clear this wave with his ultimate and did not, I think, account for the fact that Gideon could be topside here. He didn't have vision on the top side of Hanjin's jungle, so he just ends up dying here. In live, Grower grouped on the dragon, as you guys can see, but have not yet started it, working on that crab. But that happens, the mid lane collapse happens, Pays loses flash on this Caitlyn, so Bro are being proactive again, just like they were in game one.
Yeah, proactivity paying off. And it is still a gold lead, but that is halved. It's kind of crazy what the bros have been able to do to make their way back in this game. Rift Herald going to be traded for Dragon by the looks of things.
Let's see what the soul is.
Yeah, it's going to be Ocean. So we've had Chemtech into Ocean. That is not exactly high value, as Faker's wall not able to do too much here as Casting overheats and looks to take him down. Remember, there is no egg and there is no flash. It's just a dead bird, as he will take the turret for his trouble. Owner collects the eye here as he is committed to this Rift Herald.
Oh, Romer.
He's just going to interrupt that one by pressing Incinerate.
I don't think that Owner could have done anything for Faker there, and he really needed to get that Herald, so you know, if he had dropped Herald earlier and Faker was like, I think he's going to go on me, let's actually get the kill, then we'll get the Herald, that could have been okay, but at the timing in which, you know, it could have come over once Faker was already caught there, it was just not a good idea. He would have dropped Herald and would have been a disaster, so he has to hold Herald and take it. He does pick it up, so that's going to be a guaranteed turret, very likely, in this game. So this one is basically dead, mid is also basically dead. But Faker here just gets run down. He uses the wall to buy time, but there's just too much damage in this Rumble.
I do think that it might have even been worth it to just kill the minion wave, as there was a lot of minions there. Although I think, yeah, most of the minions did survive, so I think Carson did get back there. But man, it's a juicy wave, and maybe that's what Faker thought. He's like, the teleport will come in, he'll kill the wave, and I will be able to get himself out. Also did have the wall, but just wasn't able to use it effectively enough against these Swifty boots on the Rumble.
Yeah, just not quite able to make it work. Still this top jungle here for Bro, going strong in this game. And Teddy, again, like I said, I don't want to call him utility, but he's really just follow-up, right? He's combo-based in this game. So
yeah.
He's already pretty stable in mid lane with Bloodthirster alone, as we're going to see a bit of a skirmish here, potentially. Gideon's going to clear this vision.
Yeah.
And T1 will opt out.
Casting, lurking in this brush. extra pretty brush now that we have an Ocean Rift on our hands.
The IE is out and sharpened here for FaZe. He is ready to team fight, but the rest of his team is not really set up for the mid game that he was hoping for. He's like, I got it. I did the Caitlyn thing. You guys are all good to fight, right?
Yeah.
Faker's like, I'm on 3 sacks a rod.
Yeah. FaZe also kind of wants another item for him to be really powerful. And obviously 4 is kind of the sweet spot. So bullet time comes on down. FaZe takes basically no damage from it, but Teddy was just trying to convince them not to kill his turret. Now Doran looking to make his way in. Casting will cook him on his way forward though, as the Soul Furnace just gives him a big old shield, and down they will go. Still, the Annie on a flank angle as Gideon wants to press R, and the Dark Binding still going to manage to land here. Kind of crazy that connected onto Gideon.
So difficult for T1 to push through this choke with Casting having Equalizer. They have to refocus on the mid.
Oh, Namgung just going to tank up the ultimate here. Didn't really care about the Unstoppable Onslaughters. There is the Equalizer that you were talking about, as Doran will just enter the Battle Rift Herald and look to get some knockups. Will not careen into the wall, as now the soil is on the ground and down goes the Leona. The Bros have lost their support now as Gideon looking to try and fight here. Doran just tanking everything at this point in time as Roma flashes on in, throws down the bear as FaZe will just be able to net away. Teddy in a lot of trouble now as well, as Doran still alive and still just walking towards the players of Bro. Roma and Namgung both going down in T1, holding strong.
No objective to take here for T1 after this play, but pretty disastrous result for Bro, who looked like they wanted to make a proactive play here through this choke point. Look at the angle for a potential Equalizer here with this Solar Flare, but Casting doesn't drop it. And I thought, you know, in this moment, he could have done a serious amount of chip damage and then regained control of this wave and just ended the skirmish. Instead, he kind of holds it here, holds it here, holds it here, and then drops it at the kind of worst opportunity. Like, it cuts Doran off, but Doran has a Rift Herald to go to. He's also Scion, so doesn't really care anyways. And then Doran gets a double knockup, then wraps around, U-turns in to hitting Namgung when the ultimate is coming out for FaZe to secure the kill. Casting no longer has Equalizer, can't really peel for himself. A Roamer flashes here, but there is just no follow-up.
Yeah, Roma was looking for a Flash Tibbers play and just never found it throughout that entire time. I think he was possibly a little overly optimistic as to what he was going to be able to get there, because using it at the last second before he died was not exactly the greatest. Now he has a dash cannon. Maybe there's going to be an opportunity for a team fight here, but T1 moving back to a 3,000 gold lead, as Casting will spot the Scion in this brush, trying to be a little tricky. Teddy does have his Mortal Reminder now done, so cutting down the Scion is a little bit less difficult, but does want a few more items.
I'm of the mind that in this game state, yes, normally in most situations, FaZe is looking to have his third item before he really pops off, but going second item, i.e. with an MF as your enemy AD carry, who can't do anything really on her own except sit on a Bloodthirster shield, I think this is actually an incredibly strong spike for him right now, even before that third item for team fights, because of the front line that they have. You know, a lot of the times Caitlyn doesn't actually get to straight up team fight at this stage, but I think given what Bro have here, FaZe is ready to do damage. He's ready to sit up in the front line and actually layer that in.
Casting looking for an angle here. This Equalizer could actually really be a problem. He throws it down. It's not exactly the most high value. His owner takes down the Drake, but they've killed FaZe, and the Bros will take down the Jarvan as well. Namgung able to flash himself out of the way. Faker wants to kill him. He'll find the Flash Rods, but now he's in such an awkward spot. Still, Casting not going to press any further forward, and the Black Shield on Doran will keep him alive. Casting going to have to settle for a Raptor as the Bros are looking at a Baron.
I want to see where some of that damage came onto FaZe from, because it looked like, you know, he was pushing onto Teddy there, then suddenly just health bar disappear. And we're going to see a TP here from Faker to potentially contest this Baron position. Second TP.
Yeah, this Doran teleport is a dangerous one. He does have a big old shield, and there's a wall from Faker as well. Gets a nice stun, but Gideon gets out of the knockup from Doran, and he will be taken out. Level 16 from Casting on this one as well, as the Zombie Scion, he might be able to kill this Rumble, which would be absolutely massive. Gideon just barely gets over the wall. Oh my goodness, Namgung able to soak a lot of damage with that Eclipse, but the Bros a little too low to go for any Barons themselves, and maybe T1 with a full health owner could try their hand at it.
They do end up stopping the Baron essentially just by sacrificing Doran, and that means that Bro just don't have an opportunity for it. So I do think this call, while it looked a little bit silly in hindsight when you see the Scion get caught there, and also Faker's wall wasn't necessarily helping him. I want to watch this fight again, because Teddy, ends up just popping Pace here. Pace goes forward. Obviously, on the other side of the fight, the Equalizer splits them up.
Oh, Teddy just flashes out of the way.
Yeah, just avoids that. Just out-damages him there. Sitting on 2 items himself.
I mean, this is the power of 2 items on a Misfortune versus 2 items on a Caitlyn. That being said, I think Pace should have been stronger, right? He's 2,000 gold ahead.
Just could not actually get it done there. Great flash from Teddy. And then Doran here goes in to try to save the day. This wall, a little bit suspect, trying to help zone Gideon out. Then Gideon is barely able to get over the next one, which is pretty crazy. Stun hits onto casting, but game is incredibly close, right? I mean, this Rumble is very, very strong right now. The Vi is huge, and even though the Caitlyn has a 2,000 gold lead, we haven't seen the impact outside of lane just yet here for Paze. You can see that gold up there. He's 2K up. Teddy's second in the game.
And he does have rapid fire cannon now, so this is starting to become a scary point. Namgung is extraordinarily dead. Does land a solar flare. There's a bullet time as well. So, you know, taking some damage for their trouble, but that is a very deadly owner. And Teddy is now just going to walk in, looks to stand his ground, and the ace in the hole will take him out with the help of the Jarvan. And so the bottom lane are just dead, Wolf.
Yeah, the look on Teddy's face there and the gesture, the scratch of the head from Teddy, it makes me wonder if he also wasn't sure what he was doing there.
Well, Gideon, you could see, was very animated in the player cam, and now he's going to be not animated in the game because he's really dead. Oh, picks the juke, and Carrier, he's able to lock down casting as well. The bros are just falling apart.
Oh, man, this hurts if you're, you know, a Hanjin fan, because it felt like they may have had a way back in. It was going to be a tough game, but now I think all your hopes are shattered. You know, this was a bit of a set of mistakes here that I mean, it's kind of disastrous. Like, you end up losing your support. Teddy is moving forward there. He dies.
Yeah, and
I just don't, like, I want to look at this again because they have, like, Teddy has full information. Like, there's no trickery here. He ults and then, yeah, I guess he just thought that they were on Baron, so he's got to go over and challenge, and that they weren't on Baron yet, so he just walked into them and died.
Maybe the call from Gideon was like, oh, try and keep them interested or something like that.
Yeah.
Not that interested. That's too interested.
Yeah. I think Gideon is just, I mean, they all were so desperate to stop T1 from getting Baron that T1 wasn't doing yet. And then T1 was like, I'm killing the pro champions, actually. That's the buff I want, is all of this gold that they pick up.
And then they did the Baron. And so they kind of have everything. They're moving towards a 5,000 gold lead, not quite there just yet, but this Rebel Baron power play will certainly get juiced up over the next 2 minutes. All right, let's see. Bottom lane is going to get pushed in first, and I don't think an equalizer is going to be enough to stop this one from going down. Also, not the hill you really want to die on.
No, I don't think so. I think you let this one go. Trying to set up a flank, though, on the left side.
Yeah. Train left the station, but the Cataclysm not exactly helping out there as the bullet time will get interrupted. Still, it's going to be enough to take down Ona. Doran in a bit of trouble, cease and desist into the backline, and the combo is there. Pace just gets roasted where he stands, and Faker is turned into scrambled eggs once again. Gideon knocks him down, and Carrier is the last one alive alongside Doran.
This series is just too much, Atlas. Okay, so we went from no hope, no optimism to suddenly a flank play. T1 get cut to pieces, just a little bit too scattered. So Owner here is trying to check for said flanks, right? Wants to come over here and challenge this ward, gets caught by Gideon. And then Teddy here gets collapsed on, but Doran can't get to him. Hits the wall here, and then this ultimate from Teddy is able to take the Jarvan out. Doran's now ice team. Baker and Pace can't close the gap here.
And Teddy just killed Carrier.
I don't even... Okay.
He didn't even need to cleanse. It just killed him.
Yeah, he just said, no, you're not allowed to be alive anymore in this particular state. It's the first death of the game for Carrier. And now there's so much standing gold on the map here. All these outers are up, and Bro are closing the gold gap and closing it quickly. Let's see if they can get away from this gank.
Yeah. Gideon going to turn it on to Ona where he can. You can see Casting holding Doran in position. Decent sidesteps there, but Casting's very dead. Paze claiming that kill and might be able to get this one on the Rumble at the same time, as the Equalizer just does not do very much of anything at all. And so the Bros, 2 steps forward, 3 steps back, 1.5 forward.
That's a good way to put it.
Sort of thing.
They get Carrier, and they get the turret in the bottom side. They get some plates in mid, so I think it's still a trade-up of gold for them, but I think they could have just played this a little bit slower. So Casting has Crystalline here, so he's going to be able to get this turret from the minions. If he is able to somehow outplay this, instead of, like, if he just runs away here, instead of trying to outplay Rod, is what I really mean to say, then maybe he's actually fine or pulls more resources, but he kind of tried to collapse there getting. But because 4 show up, the top push is still there for Roamer. They still get the mid push. They actually take out both top and mid turrets out of this, so Bro end up still getting a lot out of his death.
Yeah, so still able to get something back, and you can see, as far as the gold lead is concerned, it's 28.5 minutes. What was I saying before? Like, if the gold lead stays at 2,000, then the Bros are fine. I mean, it's less than that. So I think they're still kind of feeling good. And the Baron, no longer a thing that they need to worry about. You can see for the Bros, that gold is in favor of the top side of the map. Pays is still a huge problem, which is what we've been kind of talking about all game long. Does have a Bloodthirster completed, as well as his Last Whisper, heading towards 5 items, which is where, yeah, the Caitlyn becomes a gigantic problem yet again. Gideon looking for Doran.
He is also, because he's where the gold is, a potential liability, right? And Bro can, if they punish him, if they can find him again like they did in that scrap around their blue buff, they can win this game because they have a lot of tools. They have all the CC you could ever want for a Rumble, and if Hayes dies first in a fight, all the wind is out of T1's sails, so he has to be very careful. Faker.
He just gets banned, and there is the Flash Frost there as well. Still, they found Casting, who does break his arm guard. Tibbers is there to try and defend, but Tibbers is not going to stay. And that is Casting just dead. Takes a drink on the play cam, as you can see there.
90 seconds until this Baron is up, so not much T1 can do as a result of this punish here, but it's still a Rumble off the map, and they're looking to try to push down this inner now with this Caitlyn pick that is able to do a lot of damage from super far away. Crystalline first.
Yep, there's the bullet time just to clear out the wave. That will successfully do so. Still, Doran able to walk under turrets and just kind of tank it up forever if he would like to. Space takes a lot of damage. There's a rapid fire cannon done for Teddy as well. He's on 4 items.
20 seconds till Casting comes up. His ult would be up around the same time. T1 need to be careful. Remember, last time they lost a big fight was because they were pushed up too far. There are no flanks set up here for Bro just now, and T1 have a lot of control vision, so I think they will just carefully, surgically remove this turret off the map and then back away.
Yeah, T1's flank vision was actually insane in that moment.
It's almost like they learned.
Triangle of wards.
Yeah, it's almost like they learned from what happened last time. Faker here, you know, he ends up getting bared, but he's got flash, so he can just get over the wall here. The equalizer is completely wasted, so he doesn't actually have it to peel for himself or turn anything around here. So arm guard also broken as a result of this one. It does pick up Azonia's, as you can see it in live, so it doesn't necessarily matter anymore, but a close game still. And I don't feel like it should have been, but Bro just have so many tools, and when all the money's in one basket, right? Like all the eggs in one basket, but in this case the gold, it's all in Pays. Can lose the game just straight up in an instant.
Yeah, Pays does get that black shield. Tibbers just to join in. Bit of a gate crash there, as we can see, as Carrier looks for the angle. Roma flashes out of the way. It's a broken up fight, though, as the flash out from Gideon's fantastic, but he's put in the Cataclysm. Cease and desist comes through. His owner's pulled away from the rest of his team. It's only Doran there to try and defend this job, and it's Teddy that's able to help put him down, with Gideon there getting the last hit. Casting still in a decent spot as Pays gets on over. Roma probably didn't want to tank that one, but does at least have the Molten Shield on the retreat. It's owner in trade for no one, though.
Casting still has his ultimate. I think he wants to try to use it somehow here.
Oh, Faker does have a blast cone and does use it to get into the Dragon Pit with full information over to the Bros.
TP coming through from Romer. His Tibbers is back up. This could be an amazing equalizer flank if T1 don't realize what's going on.
Well, there is the bullet time coming on through. Namgun goes in. There's the equalizer coming on down. The Leona sacrifices herself, but Casting gets on top of Pays and wipes out the Caitlyn. It's another one for the double under Casting here as Faker is put into the egg, and Teddy locks down the kill. The Bros were thinking about a dragon. They'll get a Baron.
I mean, this is another great play from Casting on this Rumble. He's flanking, making this work. They push through, and I think T1 just were a little bit duped there. Great setup there on the front part of the fight as well. They push Pays down. Like I said, doesn't matter how much gold ahead you are. If you're dead at the beginning of the fight, Baron goes over here to Bro, and they've equalized the gold. They've taken a gold lead. And look, you have so many opportunities when you're Bro in these types of situations to look for proactive plays.
tell you what, this is one of the first times Roma's name has been correct.
Yeah.
Like, he is all over the map. He's coming from every single angle, be it on Annie or on Akali.
And the end result here is unfortunately just a bit of a split call. Owner is flashing forward to try to set up these plays, but the DPS is not following.
I mean, it's the old adage of I'm Jav and I'm helping 5 screens away from the rest of his team.
And then Pays here is just, he has to cleanse.
Oh, the sidesteps from Teddy as well, man.
And then Teddy is just like, all right, well, I kill Anivia in the 1v1, kiting it through, has his Bloodthirster, gets a little bit of help from casting, and then Faker's dead, no passive. Dragon goes over to Bro, they're on Soul Point now, and they have this Baron to push this lead even further.
It would be very funny if T1 loses Soul twice in a row and gets a 2-0. That could actually be what happens here today. 4.5 minutes on that next Dragon if the Bros do want to get that Soul.
And it is, you know, 2 of the Souls where it's believable, I suppose, but the game state here, crazy the turnaround potentially for Bro in this one.
Yeah.
It's not over till it's over, and T1 still have a Caitlyn that's 2,000 gold ahead. And similarly to how you were talking about the overall gold, that gold hasn't moved, but that still stays relevant the entire game because that's an extra item that you usually have picked up as the Caitlyn in this situation, but it doesn't matter if he keeps dying.
There's also the issue of waves that haven't necessarily been managed quite as well by the Bros, but they do send Roma towards the top side, and now, for the very first time this game, the Bros have a gold lead. 200 at 34.5 minutes. This is once again so incredibly close.
It's, right now, so many things for T1 that they had kind of in the bag are now kind of in question. And FaZe doesn't have Flash, doesn't have Cleanse for a few more seconds here.
20.
He is huge, and if FaZe dies first again, it feels like you just kiss this game goodbye. We'll see you in game 3, because there's a Leona, right? There's an Annie, there's a Vi.
And Faker has the Fiendish Codices as well. I really appreciate buying 2 of those items because it's a really great plural.
It's a great set as well. They look good together on the mantle.
Yeah.
If you have just one, it looks like you're not really that into